Buenos dias, buenas tardes, or buenas noches. We're going to move on to 13.2 Instruction 1 and start off this second set with some more vocabulary. We're going to learn to begin talking about where things are located and also talking about how you feel. So if you have your vocab list out, we're going to take a look today at words 16, 16, down to 25, and they all have one thing in common. These are words we would use in Spanish to say where things are located. And then we're also going to take a look today at how you feel. And these are words 26 all the way down to 37. So going to spend some time during this second set doing a lot of vocabulary and a little bit of grammar. So go ahead and have your lists out. We're going to move over to some slides here and begin with talking about words to describe where things are located. So on the screen, we see words 16 all the way through 19, and these are words that, again, you would use to say where things are located. So let's go through and practice some pronunciation. Our first one is a la derecha, and a la derecha means to the right. Now you see the word de in parentheses. It'd be like if you want to say to the right of, you'd have to add the word de in there. So let's try that again. A la derecha. Now the opposite of that would be a la izquierda, and izquierda is to the left, and we put the word de in there if it's to the left of. So a la derecha, a la izquierda. All right, al lado de is next to or beside. All right, and cerca de is near to or close to. So these four words help us describe where things are located in relation to something else. Now there's some other ones we can use as well. The first one is debajo de, and that's underneath or under. Delante de is in front of. Dentro de, inside of. Detrás de, behind. Encima de, on top of. And lejos de would be far away from something. All right, so let's try and begin. Debajo, delante, dentro, detrás, encima, and lejos. So all of these words and the ones we just looked at are going to help us be able to describe where things are located. And we're going to learn a verb in our next video that will help us describe where things are located using this vocabulary. All right, also today, we're going to take a look at describing how somebody feels. All right, so I'm going to go through and show you some adjectives here that are used to describe feelings. So the first one is cansado, and cansado means tired. Now, since it's an adjective, we learned a couple of chapters ago that adjectives always have to agree in number and gender. So if we were to describe the man in the picture, we'd have to say cansado. If the picture were of a woman, we would say cansada. If it were of two guys, we would say cansados, or two females, we would say cansada. So all these words we're about to see, I won't put all four of them on the screen, but just know that there are four ways to say tired. We have to make sure, though, that the adjective agrees in number and gender with the person or the noun that it's describing. All right, so let's see some pictures and look at some new vocab. So cansado, tired. Here we have contento or contenta. It would be contenta if we were describing her, but contento or contenta is happy. Another way to say happy in Spanish is feliz. All right, so you could say feliz or contento, and they both mean the same thing. Since feliz ends in a Z, it's both masculine and it's also feminine. All right, this person is not feliz. All right, he's enojado. And enojado means angry. So that'd be the opposite of feliz and the opposite of contento. Enojado. All right, here we have a picture of somebody who is deprimido. And deprimido is how you describe somebody who is depressed. Deprimido. All right, the opposite of that is emocionada or emocionado, someone who's very excited. So emocionado. All right, this person doesn't feel well. We would describe her as enferma. All right, she is sick. So enferma. Enfermo or enferma. All right, this person is nervioso. All right, someone who's nervous in Spanish is nervioso. All right, and she's very busy at work. We would describe her as ocupada. Ocupada means busy. All right, ocupado or ocupada. This picture is preocupado. All right, so ocupado is you're busy. Preocupado means you're worried about something. So preocupado or preocupada is you're worried. This person is tranquila. All right, tranquila or tranquilo means you're calm. You feel very calm in the moment. And finally, we have triste. And triste means sad in Spanish. It ends in an E, so it's masculine or feminine, triste. Now we're going to do some practice just to work on